As cooperatives are democratic organisations, they're ultimately owned and controlled by their members. Members are entitled to stand for election to various committees in their cooperative. They will vary from cooperative to cooperative, and ultimately stand for election to the board of directors, the highest governing body within the organisation. There'll normally be some terms and conditions about this that will relate to how long you would need to have been a member, sometimes about having a minimum share capital holding. But those elections will always take place on the basis of one member, one vote. The directors have an absolutely critical role in ensuring the good governance of any cooperative. It's worth remembering that their role really does change over time. If you start off with a small cooperative, every member can have a say in the cooperative, and every member will want to have a say. If you look at some of our earliest consumer cooperatives, members would get together, for example, to decide what they stocked at the store, what price it would be sold at. But over time, as the co-ops get bigger, there are a series of changes that fundamentally change the role of members in governance. The first change is when a cooperative is big enough to have the first employee. And the balance of power between members and the employees changes. The manager now takes many of those routine decisions. As the co-op gets bigger, they have to take the big decisions and move on to a strategic role rather than a day-to-day operational role. And it's absolutely crucial that the elected members understand where their responsibilities end and those of the operational managers begin. That brings me to another point about directors. If you're going to have genuine democratic control, it means that members elected to committees and ultimately to the board of directors need to recognise the critical importance of having training to develop the skills to ensure that they can exercise their critical friend role, their role in ensuring proper accountability of management and setting the strategic direction of the cooperative effectively. Just because you're elected doesn't mean to say you have the skills and competencies to carry it out. It means in the UK, for example, as well as having a lot of director training programs for cooperatives, we've developed annual board skills audits where boards can review the skills mix, see areas of weakness, see where they need to develop and strengthen their skills. We've set up with our very biggest cooperative a board development centre, an ongoing portfolio assessment based methodology where people can identify the skills areas they've got, skills areas they need to develop, and a mentoring system to help them develop those skills. The critical point is, if democratic control of cooperatives is going to work, it needs to be matched by the level of skills and competence commensurate with the scale of those businesses. If we don't get it right, it's inevitable that the cries from regulators will be, we need to strengthen boards by non-executives brought in from outside, fundamentally changing the balance of control within cooperatives. It may be appropriate to give a board powers to co-opt one or two people where there are specific skills gaps and where there are specific technical areas needed. But that gets very, very difficult if you move to a situation where the majority of the board, for example, are appointed non-executive directors. So getting good directors, commitment to training and development, commitment to board skills audits, commitment to board development processes is absolutely essential if directors are going to play their role in ensuring good cooperative governance.